So this makeshift trailer that is not completely level still has turned out to be very useful. It's basically a flatbed trailer that we have, and once we add a gooseneck to keep it level, it will even be more useful. We are going to do that. I wasn't able to participate due to other obligations this morning, but Angel planted here and also set the irrigation here in place. We are going to try this now. Actually, that one over there we need to put upright. But you can see that we have basically another Miyawaki forest here in this corner. And we have the irrigation to keep it alive. Here it will be a lot easier because it is a lot smaller. So this should work. And the plants that we use, we have still more, are the leftovers from the other Miyawaki forest. I can hear the sound of air escaping, and in a moment we should see water. It's still air, but it is coming. High pressure air. Okay, there we have water now. And as you can see, it takes a while, because the whole line has to fill and then have enough pressure. And here, I hope, like this maybe. No, this is reflecting. So there it says pump A17 power. That is the pump that's now working. It's strange that there is no water yet. I probably wasn't fast enough, but you might have seen black stuff coming out of this, and then of course this does not work. So we need to clean this, and then we can try it again. That pipe is not new, the long one, and there is a lot of stuff inside, but it will now come out. Oh, now you see the black stuff. Sí, lo vamos a hacer a la otra. Este va a ser el otro problema. So not yet. There is sediment, this black stuff in the nozzle, and therefore it cannot work. So we will clean them and also come back with a different type of nozzle so that we get the right amount of water here. So now that these four have a different nozzle, it's the red one, this is the with the maximum flow. I now have the honor to place them and try it again, and this time this should work. As this is going to be manual, the highest flow nozzle is the right one, because it allows us to run this for a couple of minutes, dump a bunch of water on this little field there, and then turn it off. This will be changed later to a nozzle that has less flow, but for now it's the right decision. So let's give this another try. So let's see how that is going to look like. Okay, yes, it is working. Almost got wet. So this is what the red nozzle can do. And here, yes, we were right. So we are not irrigating over at the neighbors. Maybe a few drops, but most stay in front of the wall. That is what we want. So we want to irrigate our field and not the neighbor. Okay, so this is looking very good. So this should now run maybe half an hour, and then we can turn it off. The relative moisture has been 20%. There where the sensor is, there where the boxes are, there's the sensor. And this should now become pretty wet. I hope it will go to 30. And on Monday we will then continue planting. Or maybe I come here over the weekend, do a little bit myself. Well, there's always plenty of things to do, but I might. And then we get this filled. And I have a feeling that we can use all the plants that we have left over here in this area. So we have a little second Miyawaki forest. And you might be wondering, what are we going to do with the rest of this place here? So in May, when we can plant vetiver, there should be vetiver all around this pond, because it's the perfect plant for that. Certainly, some bird will also bring in some seed for something else, like happened in the greywater pond. And then this sediment trap, which will not be always full, it will fall dry, should then become a nicer place and create habitat for birds, insects, and things like that. So this is not a place where we will do something, it just will exist. But we do have a plan to do something up there between where I stand and the farmyard. So there will be more things here in this area. Of course, I'm hinting at things without saying it, and I should not talk too much about the future, that is too far away. But we will develop this corner here because it is adjacent to the farmyard, and that is the important rule. Farmyard and adjacent areas. So in this direction, farmyard is to the left. And you can see the solar array, which is basically part of what I call farmyard. And we will not do things in that direction. So this continues to be open, which is why we removed all the fence posts there, the wire, and we might pull these fence posts also, and then create something in a different way here in this area. So especially here, because that creek should have a riparian area, so left and right there should be a lot of additional plants, and they should cover the creek and create again habitat for something. Oops, see, that's what happens when these things are out in the field for too long, they break. So this was a pretty functional piece of equipment and now it's broken. So now it is trash, unfortunately. But okay, these things are a couple of years old, so that happens. So at some point we will have a volunteer project to do this riparian area. And now that I said volunteer project, let me explain what I mean by that. So I will sit down and create a description, a written description, a document. And there will be drawings, there will be some pictures, there will be a list of species that should be planted, how, and all this. And everything that we have learned so far will be taken into account. And then I will put this out there, explain that we are going to do this, and then basically we assemble a group of people who would like to participate in this, the same way as we did with the Miyawaki forest. And then we do it with all the plants, material and everything that is needed on site. No hiccups, no delays, because everything that we learned so far should inform us what we need to do. That is the idea. So this is how I would like to establish this riparian area. And keep in mind, it's not a business at all. Most of these things are not a business, but I tell you something about a business. So to explain the difference. So some things are going to be open for volunteers to participate, while other things are business. And of course we need to be fair. So when it's a business, it means we pay for the labor and all the things. And when it's something that is more with an altruistic motive, then we pay for the material and things like that. But volunteers can participate and provide the labor. So here, this is an area where something commercial should happen. So the idea is, this is what we call A17. Here to the left there is the well, and to the right behind the fence there is the big pond. And here we want to set palovnia trees. And palovnia trees and related things, this is what I call something commercial. Of course you can help, there is no harm in doing so, but it's not deemed a volunteer project. So here we will set a couple of palovnia trees and rows, and there will be the irrigation. This used to be a veggie garden in the past, which is why it has that fence all around. And we need to set a proper fence on the other two areas, so this one and the one behind me, so that this is protected from wild boars. And then we have rows of palovnia trees that at some point will be harvested, and then they grow again. And here we can also do some poultry and stuff like that. So this is more the commercial part of it, when the time is ripe for this. I think it is something that we might do in May and going forward, because then this is the right time to plant palovnia trees. But I'm showing you the contrast. So this would be the thing where we have a commercial interest. while the other thing over there is just to do something nice for the environment and the overall look of this whole place, and create habitat for animals and insects, well, insects are animals, where we have no interest in from a commercial perspective. And here, right now, we have the set of shut-off valves. For the moment, that's okay, but we need to control this manually, and also the pump. And eventually, here we want to install the panel with the different valves that we have there in the background for the other areas. So this will be moved to here, and then we have the same automated irrigation for everything that we are going to do here in front of the farmyard. And I keep stressing this. You see, there is the farmyard, the entrance. We are right in front of this. So this is part of do things close to the center. And I can mention also, and I hope we will be able to do this, in February we can get some vine and we can plant this on the inside of the fence. Of course, we need to protect it from the dogs, so there has to be another barrier. And there will be drip irrigation here. We already started to prepare this, so we need to continue with our trenching efforts. We didn't do this because it was raining, but now we can resume this after we have finished planting. So in the middle of next week we should resume that, and in February we can set here a lot of vine to have a green fence. So this is also part of get the farmyard nice. And there in the distance, in the middle of the farmyard, in front of the Jeep basically, you can see that there is a lot of grasses coming up. For now we will cut this, but later on we can run some chicken tractors in here to try this. Of course, this is for ourselves. This is an experiment that will feed us. This is a little bit an outlook of the things that will come very, very, very soon. So let's go there again and have a look. Showing you here the horses around the water tower as I am on my way to this little corner here. The relative moisture has already increased, but it's a couple of minutes for the new reading. Don't have it yet. So this is what some 20 or so minutes of high flow irrigation do. So let's come closer, and I think I can now turn this off. So let me find the button. And now we can get closer. So this is now soaking wet. So this is very good. The soil sensor is also buried a little bit more. And maybe, sorry, as I am telling you this, I have received a new reading. And actually, yes, just a few seconds ago. So I guess now you can see it. So what is written there at the top is because of a old configuration. I can't change this easily. It takes a little bit more effort, but you can see 23.12% of relative moisture that we have now at the depth of some 15 centimeters. So this is working out very good, and I will watch it and turn it on 15-20 minutes when it's needed, and the rest of the time we can leave it to its own devices. So this should work out very well.